The 36th District Court in the state of Michigan is now in session with the Honorable Tenisha Yancey presiding. While court is in session, there will be no talking, sleeping, lying down, driving, wearing of head garments unless for religious purposes, chewing of gum, or reading any materials. Proper attire is required. Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good morning to all of you. I am going to, I believe there's quite a few retained counsel on today, so I'm going to take them in the order, I believe, in which you all checked in with the court clerk. Are we ready to proceed on Richard Bruce Baker II?
Good morning. We're ready on that one.
Ready on that one? Will you bring Mr. Baker out? Are you ready?
Oh, Mr. Baker isn't on.
We are pulling him out of the breakout room now.
Oh, I didn't realize he was here.
Oh, he's not here at all?
No,
Are you waiving his form?
no, it's a formal hearing. I have authority.
One moment. Now calling the People versus Richard Bruce Baker II, ticket number SP 14225961, one count of speeding, 16 to 20 miles per hour over. Please state your appearance for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Navjot Francis, P72322 on behalf of the defendant.
And the defendant is not present today.
That is correct, Your Honor. I do have authority on his behalf to accept the offer that we've worked out with the city attorney.
Okay, and what was the offer?
Impeding traffic, Your Honor.
Okay. The court will enter in a response complete to impeding, and the fine assessed will be $175. How soon will he be able to pay? Within 2 weeks? It's 2 weeks.
Yes, please.
That fine will be due on March 3rd. If he has any problems paying it by March 3rd, he needs to contact the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That concludes this matter.
Have a great day.
You too, thank you.
Thank you.
Ready to proceed on Stephen O'Neill Bryant. Are we ready to proceed on Stephen Bryant? Mr. Polk, I believe it's your client and you're on mute.
Yes, ma'am. Good
Okay.
morning, may it please this honorable court, Larry Polk on
I'm
behalf
sorry.
of Stephen
I'm
Bryant.
sorry, Mr. Polk, I haven't called the case yet. I was waiting to see if we were ready to, if you were ready to proceed.
No, Judge,
You are-
I think I need to speak to the prosecutor, Ms. Walker
Okay.
again.
Is she still here? You need to, you spoke to her once, you need to speak to her again, is that what you said?
Yes, Judge, at the time I spoke to her, the officer had not appeared,
Oh.
but it's my understanding he's here now.
Okay, so she will go into a breakout room. You can, Ms. Walker, do you want to put him in a breakout room or do you want me to?
Judge, I have been trying, but it's still showing him in breakout room 5, so it won't let me put him anywhere else.
So Mr. Polk, try to join the breakout room 5 from your phone.
All right, thank you, Judge.
See if that works. Okay, so breakout room 5, Madam
Thank you,
Prosecutor.
Judge.
Attorney Perkins, are you ready to proceed on Mr. Bailey? You're on mute as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And I had gotten a message about that matter. Did you get the message from your office?
I did. I got the message, but I spoke with your staff this morning. They indicated that Mr. Bailey has a pending matter, but it's nothing pending in the system. They must know something that we don't know, but I imagine your staff would have some access to information.
Are we talking about the matter the matters
No.
that are in this, you were talking about the 625G matter?
Yes, that's what.
Okay, so it was my understanding, and I'm not gonna call the case because this is off the record and it has nothing to do with the current
Right.
case. It's
Right.
my understanding that the prosecutor has not yet charged on the matter for the 625G.
Right.
Okay, so it hasn't, I don't know that there's anything that, and if I'm not mistaken, it didn't occur in Detroit, so it wouldn't be a 36 district court matter anyway.
No, it did. I talked to my client about that because your staff told me that too. But it was just an MSP officer that's stationed outside of Detroit, but it did, the stop did happen in Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you going to possibly contact the prosecutor's office to see how they are going to proceed? 'Cause I'm not going to charge.
I'm working
Okay.
on that, but I'm ready on the
You're ready on
the warrant matter, the trespass.
that?
Yes.
Okay. Now calling the People versus Irving Lee Bailey Jr., ticket number SP 1413599, count one, speeding 16 to 20 over, count two, loitering on a public-private property, and count three, failure to display a valid operator's license. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with the attorney.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Good morning to your staff. May it please this honorable court. My name is Todd Russell Perkins, P 55623, appearing on behalf of Mr. Bailey, consenting to having this hearing by way of Zoom. Mr. Bailey, can you unmute yourself and place the video on? Yeah, thank you. Can you agree to have this hearing by way of Zoom, Mr. Bailey?
Yeah,
And can you announce yourself and give your name to the court?
my name is Irving Lee Bailey Jr.
Thank you.
So today is the date and time set for a hearing in one matter and two arraignments on two of the matters. How would you like to proceed, Counselor?
Your Honor, I was making a motion. I would be making a motion, Your Honor, to set aside the warrant in this matter. My client was unaware of the warrant as it relates to this. I only became aware that he retained me on another matter, and I became aware of this matter, this ticket, and I'd asked to move to set aside the warrant and ask for a pretrial date on all three matters. It's my understanding that those other two matters that the court read off in the system, I saw them as listed as March 27th of this year, I believe at 1:30 p.m. I'd ask that the court would just remove the warrant and set all matters for that particular date.
Okay, so the court will, we will recall all warrants in this matter and set three matters for pretrial on, you stated that March 27th was a good date for you?
Yes, it is.
Give me one moment to ensure that we can do it on that day. And you said that he already has a hearing on that day?
It indicated in the ROA that some of those tickets that date was already scheduled, March 27th, I think at 1:30.
Okay, one moment, please. Mr. Perkins, we can do it on March 27th, but instead of it being a 1:30 hearing, it'll be 8:35.
That's fine.
Okay, so court is not guilty plea on his behalf, set a $0 bond, and we will see you for pretrial on March 27th, 2023 at 8:35 a.m.
All right. And if I am able to get that other matter in process, would I be able to convey to the prosecutor that we could set that date for that matter also?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Hopefully I don't, but nonetheless, if it does, we'll just try to get them all together.
Okay, Mr. Bailey, try to stay out of trouble between now and March 27th.
I will.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. Polk, ready to proceed? Unmute. Oh, are you ready to proceed? You're on the phone. Are you ready?
I apologize. Are you speaking to me, Judge?
Yes. Are you ready to proceed now?
Judge, yes, I'm gonna have to ask for an adjournment in this particular case. If the court will
All right.
allow us a short adjournment for Mr. Bryant.
Okay, I'm gonna call the case. Calling the People versus Stephen O'Neill Bryant, ticket number SX 414-75451. One count of violation of basic speed law. Please state your appearance for the record.
Good morning, Mayor. Please, this honorable court, Larry Polk on behalf of Stephen Bryant, who gives his consent and permission to have this hearing by way of Zoom. Mr. Bryant, would you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, I'm Stephen Bryant.
And Judge, today is the date and time set for a formal hearing. I did have an opportunity to speak to the people in reference to this matter. There is some investigation that I need to do prior to us being able to resolve this. I'm asking for a brief adjournment to allow me to do that investigation, and we'll come back and get it resolved on our very next court date if the court will allow it.
Okay, let me get a date for you, but yes.
This is Trooper Smith. Can I just get a quick breakout room with the prosecutor who was handling this?
It's regarding this matter?
Yes,
Okay.
Judge, is this a state matter or a city matter?
the state matter. Citation or state law.
Oh, then Mr. Polk, that wouldn't have been me. I thought it was a city case. So you'll need Paula Cole.
I'll contact Ms. Cole now. Mr. Polk, is it your desire to speak to the state prosecutor on the matter before we set this for adjournment?
Judge, I still would ask for an adjournment, and then when I come back, I'll be better equipped to resolve it.
Okay, so I'm gonna adjourn it till April 11. Does that give you enough time?
Yes, absolutely, it does.
So April 11, 2023 at 8:35 a.m. If you would, I did text the state prosecutor. Do you still want to speak to her, or should I tell her there's no need to come at this point?
There's no need, Judge. There's no need if I can get the
You
date.
wanted to speak to the prosecutor though, is that correct?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay, Your Honor. I can reach out to her through other means.
Okay, so we're adjourning this matter to April 11, 2023 at 8:35 a.m. See you then.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
Thank you.
Well, have a good day. Attorney Sheena, are you ready to proceed?
Ready, Your Honor.
And do we have your client, is your client here, or do we need to pull him out of a breakout room?
No, Your Honor, I have authority to act on his behalf. It's just a traffic matter.
Okay. Now calling the people versus Kari Jamar Rolls Jr., ticket number SP 144490. Count 1, stop street or intersection failure to stop. Count 2, failure to signal on turn. Please state your appearance for the record.
Gregory Sheena, Your Honor, P74815 on behalf of the respondent with authority.
Today is the date and time set for a formal hearing. How would you like to proceed, Mr. Shannon?
Your Honor, it's my understanding there's no officer here today. We'd request a dismissal.
One moment, please. Okay, so today is the date and time that this hearing was set for. The hearing was set for 8:30. It is now 9:37. No officer has checked into this courtroom. Therefore, this matter will be dismissed without prejudice. I don't need to explain to you what without prejudice means. So have a good.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you. Are there any other than House Counsel, any other retained counsel online right now?
Not that I see, Your Honor.
All right. Give me 1 second, Ms. Cameron, we can go ahead and slide through yours.
I have 2 dismissals, Your Honor. Precious Bruner and Linnell Brown.
Okay. I want to, I see Mr. Brown's camera is already on. I'm gonna call his matter first. Stay on mute until I call your.
Rest of the file. Those are the rest of the files.
Thank you. Now calling the people versus Linnell Lee Brown, ticket number SP 132749141. 1 count of over alcohol in a motor vehicle as a passenger. Please state your appearance for the record. Starting with Ms. Smith.
Yes, Melinda Cameron appearing on behalf of Linnell Brown. Mr. Brown, state your name for the record, please.
Linnell Lee Brown.
Your Honor, this date, time scheduled for trial, and the officer did not appear here today. We'd ask for dismissal based on the officer's non-appearance.
Okay, trial is scheduled today for 8:35 a.m. The court has taken note that it is now 9:40 a.m. We have no officer. Therefore, this matter will be dismissed without prejudice. Mr. Brown, that just means that the people can bring this matter back if they so choose. However, as of right now, you're fine and it's gonna be dismissed. I would strongly advise that you are very conscious of what is in the vehicle that you're in, even as a passenger, especially if it's alcohol involved. Matter is dismissed. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Bruner, did you hear me say to turn your camera on?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Okay, I was speaking fast. I kind of read them together, but I wanted you to be prepared. And I'm ready to call your matter. Now calling the people versus Precious Latrell Bruner, ticket number SX371-06331. 1 count of driving while unlicensed. to double check.
Yes,
There
Melinda
are-
Cameron. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, please state your appearance for the record.
Sorry, Judge. Melinda Cameron appearing on behalf of Ms. Bruner. Ms. Bruner, state your name for the record, please.
Precious Latrell Bruner.
Your Honor, there's a motion for dismissal. We'll stipulate to probable cause dismissals based on compliance.
Ms. Cameron, give me one moment, because were you aware, is there a matter that is in default currently?
I'm not aware of that, Judge. I'm sorry. I only looked at what's on the docket.
Have the same ticket. No variation, it doesn't seem like it's the second time, but it's two different charges. I'm gonna verify in one moment, because if there is one in default, I'd like to be able to get that set aside and handle that matter as well.
Okay. Unless it's been paid, then that would be a further basis for dismissal, apparently.
Okay.
Well, this is the same. It's just
Yeah,
a
exactly
duplicate.
the same.
Yeah.
So we have to-
What other charge?
There's two different.
Oh, it's
So, Ms. Cameron, it looks like this matter was already adjudicated, and the fee that was assessed was $285. Should have been set for a review.
On
So,
this no valid operator's license ticket?
yeah, so it's a little weird because it was amended from no operators to failure to display
Yes.
under the same ticket number.
Okay. Well then, Ms. Bruner, are you prepared to pay the $285? This man.
Am I able to pay $285?
Right. This
No,
was
not
already
at the
adjudicated.
moment.
Were you aware at the last court hearing, Ms. Bruner, that you have been assessed a fee of $285? It may have been less than that at the time, and maybe fees added on to it now.
At my last court hearing, I was supposed to go back to court. That's why I made another appointment, because I know I had missed it. And I wasn't aware. I know it was something that they said I may have to pay, but I put up money for I think it was for I can't remember. I don't know if it was like for bail or something that they had me post something for, but I was supposed to go back to court before I actually paid the ticket, because they said I couldn't pay anything until I went back to court.
Okay,
I was trying to just pay it off in full.
Seems to me then,
Okay.
Judge, that it was adjudicated, then and Judge Ford would have assessed $240, that was her fine. And then the $45 is the reinstatement fee, because she probably did not pay or appear on the date that there was originally scheduled for payment. That's typically how she did it. I'm not sure if that happened in this case, but that's typically how she handled matters.
no,
Because I paid money when I was there.
it's in default.
Okay, so it's still, you still have this matter, it's still in default, it's at $285 at this point. What I like for you to do now, you could contact the court, the cashier's office, and see if there's any bond or bail, any bond money that you have that you can apply towards that $285. I'm not sure, I wasn't here, I don't know what happened, but if you do have any of that money that can be applied, have them apply that first. And then I'm going to give you 30 days to pay the remaining balance or whatever that is, okay? And set this matter, I'm sorry, Mr. Cameron?
Judge, if this matter's arraignment on a bench warrant,
Shouldn't have been.
then I can virtually guarantee that she missed a court date and they forfeited that bond. So the court would have to reinstate the bond in order for her to be able to use that towards the fines and costs.
Okay.
I don't see a bond in the system for it, so.
You don't see a bond?
And I don't, and then her recitation that she put up money on this case, maybe it must have been on another matter. I don't know.
It's possible. So what I'll do, just for the record, is to reinstate any bond that may have been on this, in this particular matter, case number ending in 6331. So that if it is any money that you can use toward this, that you will be able to, but we're not seeing it on our end. So find out if there is. If there isn't, then I'm gonna give you, did I tell you I'll give you 30 days to make the payment?
Okay.
So you have until March 20th.
Okay. And that's 285.
Yes. And I'm gonna set the matter for review on that same day. So you'll be back here in court on March 20th, 2023, just to verify that you paid the 285.
Okay, thank you.
Anything further on that, on this matter, Ms. Cameron?
No, Judge, thank you.
And what did I say? Reinstate funds. All right. That concludes this hearing, Ms. Rona. I'll see you on March 20th at 8:35 a.m.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Your Honor, Ms. Belcher is ready.
Now calling the people versus Jessica Ann Belcher, ticket number SP 1171716. 3, count 1, driving while license suspended. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with the attorney.
Yes, Melinda Cameron appearing on behalf of Jessica Belcher. Ms. Belcher, state your name for the record, please.
Jessica Belcher.
Your Honor, Ms. Belcher is going to plead on count 2 to an improper plate. And upon acceptance of that plea, the other matter will be dismissed.
Is that your understanding, Ms. Belcher?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that what you say today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And you had an opportunity to speak to Ms. Cameron in the breakout room?
Yes.
And did you understand the rights that were given to you?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
And you're pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes.
You do understand that pleading guilty today will waive your right to a trial?
Yes.
Okay, and knowing that you're waiving that right, you would still like to enter a guilty plea?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna turn your attention to March 3rd, 2021. Were you driving in the area of Gratiot and East Outer Drive in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And did you do something that made you come in contact with the police on that day? Detroit Police?
Yes.
And when asked to produce insurance, were you able to do so?
No, I was not.
Okay. Satisfied, counselor?
Defense is satisfied, Judge. Thank you.
And would you stipulate to stipulate to probable cause on the dismissal?
Yes, Judge, we'll stipulate probable cause on the dismissed matters.
Okay, the court will enter a guilty plea on your behalf of Ms. Belcher for improper plate status. Fee assessed will be $220. Ms. Belcher, how long do you need to pay that?
2 weeks.
Okay. If you are not able to make the actual payment in 2 weeks, you need to come down and make a payment plan in 2 weeks, okay? Within those 2 weeks. I'm gonna set this review hearing on March 30th, 2023.
Okay, March 30th.
At 8:35 a.m. If you've already paid, you do not need to appear.
Okay, so if I don't pay, I need to appear, but if I pay before then, I'm good?
Right, if you pay it before then, if you pay it by March 30th, you said 2 weeks, so I'm giving you a little extra time. So if you pay it by March 30th, then you don't have to appear back in front of me.
Okay, you said $220?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. That concludes this matter.
As well.
Your Honor, we're ready on Ivian Boyer.
One moment. Mr. Cameron.
Okay.
Were you aware that there was one in default, Ms. Cameron, on this matter?
No.
And then he has some other things here that I am going to ask the clerk to look up to see if we can get a global resolution for him. Is there any other matters that are ready to proceed right now?
I don't know what the situation is with Mr. Brockman then. I didn't,
Mr. Brockman, you haven't had an opportunity to speak to him?
I
Ms.
haven't
Cameron?
spoken to him, but I just want to know if there were other matters that are not on the docket that I need to address with the prosecutor.
One moment, please.
Mr. Boyer, I'm going to place you back into a breakout room, okay?
There's 4 matters on Mr. Brockman's case, and there are there is one in default for insufficient defective lights that arose out of the same ticket, the ticket number ending in 8356, and on the ticket number ending in 1597. And then there's also a defective or missing equipment in default on that one as well.
Okay, well then, Mr. Boyer and Mr. Brockman will have to go back to a breakout room and I'll have to speak with the prosecutor again then.
Okay, and give me 1 second, just check in before you talk to her about Mr. Brockman. I'm going to make sure that there's nothing else like any future dates or anything that I don't see in the actual file.
Okay, and then I have Shauna Berry in room 8. She had 5 matters before the court for bench warrant today. We have a resolution on that case, but I wanted to know if there was anything else that the prosecutor needs to take a look at that's in default. I was not aware of those.
Okay, I understand. I'm trying to come up with a system that will make House Counsel aware, especially if they don't indicate it to you, then you have no way of really knowing. If you could try to ask them, do you have any other matters that you're aware of? Perhaps they'll remember that there was 3 tickets, but maybe not. Just to try.
Ivian Boyer, these are the only 2 things that I see in the system for me. These were duplicates that was in the folder with it.
Oh,
So,
it's just the.
yes. So.
Wait, it was 2 different ticket numbers, I believe. Oh.
Those 2, and then they somebody.
Oh, so he has a matter of the state.
And then somebody had these 2 in there, which is not even the same person.
But
and then those 2. Yes, those 2 are duplicates at the top and the one at the bottom, which is the original. duplicates going on.
Okay. Ms. Cameron, we can proceed with Mr. Boyer. It was an actual, I don't know how I overlooked it, but it was a duplicate in the file. So we'll call that matter and then check those others.
Okay,
Now calling the People versus Ivian Philip Boyer, ticket number P 1246582. Oh, wait, I apologize. It's still the fact that he has one that's in default that we want to resolve. So
One is closed, paid it.
he did pay it. So was that part of, what's his plea agreement? Let me make sure that
his plea agreement was to plead to one count of failing to display on a driver license suspended, revoked, and to dismiss the no insurance ticket.
okay. And I'm sure because he's already paid the other one, I'll just take that into consideration when assessing a fee. So calling the People versus Ivian Philip Boyer, ticket number P 1246582, one count of driving while license suspended, one count of no insurance. Please state your appearance for the record.
Yes, Melinda Cameron appearing on behalf of Mr. Boyer. Mr. Boyer, state your name for the record, please.
Ivian Boyer.
Your Honor, he's going to plead to one count of failing to display 0-point offense on a charge reduction on the driving while license suspended, revoked, to 2-point offense. The other matter of no insurance will be dismissed. We'll stipulate the probable cause on that matter.
Thank you. And Mr. Boyer, will you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that what you say today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You had an opportunity to speak to Ms. Cameron in the breakout room, and she advised you of your rights. Is that correct?
Yes.
You understood? Oh, you put your hand out. I'm sorry. And you understood your right?
Yes.
Did anyone promise you, force you, or threaten you to take a plea today?
No.
And you are actually pleading on your own free will?
Yes.
You're pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes.
And do you understand that pleading guilty today will waive your right to a trial?
Yes.
Understanding that you're giving up that right, you would still like to enter the guilty plea?
Yes.
Turning your attention to September 6th, 2021, were you driving a 2007 Pontiac in the area of Schoolcraft and Schaefer in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And did you do something that would have made you come in contact with the Detroit Police Department on that day?
Yes.
Okay, and when asked for a driver, and when they asked you for a driver's license, were you able to produce one?
No.
Satisfied, counsel?
Defense is satisfied, Judge.
The court will enter a guilty plea to the amended charge of failure to display and assess a fee. Trying to see which one of these we want to, because it's a duplicate and they both have actions on the back. I want to see which one I want to continue with. All right. So the court will assess a fee in this matter of $190. Mr. Boyer, would you be able to pay that within the next 30 days?
Yes.
All right, it's gonna be due on March 30th, 2023. I will also set this matter for a review on that same day. If you paid it, you do not need to appear in court. However, if you have not paid it, you need to appear on March 30th on the same Zoom.
Okay.
That concludes your matter. Good luck. Have a good day. Let me check, Ms. last file that I had was is buried to see if there's anything else other than what we have on the docket.
Ms. Chanel Harris just left.
Okay. Hi, who is that calling in on the 354-5855?
Yes.
What's your name?
Town of Berry.
Okay. One moment, Ms. Berry. Is that what you were saying, Ms. Cameron, that Ms. Berry had just?
Yes.
Let me see what this other.
Okay.
Ma'am, just hold on.
See what this one is.
Yes, sir. I got $56 left to pay.
All right, no other outstanding, well, there's one outstanding matter, but I'll make sure that she knows on the record that she still has money to pay on the outstanding matter, but nothing that we would need a prosecutor for in this matter, so I'm gonna call her case. Now I'm calling the people versus Shauna Marie Berry, ticket number P 974-960, one count of driver's license expired, one count of no insurance. Ticket number P 122-1700, one count of driving unregistered untitled vehicle, one count of driving while license suspended, one count of no insurance misdemeanor. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with Ms. Cameron.
Yes, Melinda Cameron appearing on behalf of Ms. Berry. Ms. Berry, state your name for the record, please.
Shauna Berry.
Your Honor, the charge offer by the prosecutor's office has been to plead to one count of failing to display a valid operator's license. Upon acceptance of that plea, the balance of the tickets that are before the court today will be dismissed. That's 4 additional tickets, Judge.
So the four counts will be dismissed if she pleads to, if we reduce the driver's license expired to FTD.
Yes, to a failing to display, so it's a 0 point of conduct. You want that, Ms. Berry?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Judge, we'll stipulate to probable cause on the balance of the matters that are being dismissed today.
Ms. Berry, can you raise your right hand, although I can't see you? I need you raise your right hand, swear or affirm today, what did you say today? The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay, and you can put your hand down. You had an opportunity to talk to Ms. Cameron, and she advised you of your rights, is that correct?
Correct.
And you understand that you have a right to a trial, and you'll be giving up that right if you take this plea today?
Yeah, yes.
And did anyone force you, threaten you, or promise you anything in exchange for your guilty plea?
No.
You're pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yeah.
You're pleading guilty because you actually are guilty, is that correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You're pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yeah, we're driving without license, yes.
Okay, so on February 28th, 2019, were you driving a 2001 Oldsmobile in the area of Linwood and Buena Vista in the city of Detroit? Could you hear me?
Yeah, I'll say yes. Yes.
Okay, and did you come in contact with Detroit Police Department on that day?
Yes.
And when asked to produce a driver's license, were you able to do so?
No, I wasn't because I didn't have anything on me. I just got out the hospital.
Okay. Satisfied, counselor?
Defense is satisfied, Judge. Thank you.
So the court will enter a plea of guilty to the amended charge of FT, failure to display, and assess a fee of $220.
Okay.
Ms. Cameron, are you working? I mean, not Ms. Cameron, yes, you're working.
No, I'm.
Sometimes.
No, I get disability.
You get disability. I'll make this due on April 18th, 2023. But I need to bring it to your attention that you also have a remaining balance on a previous ticket of $56. from an improper left turn ticket that you got back in 2021. My advice to you is to come to the court and set up a payment plan. If you've set up that payment plan by April 18th, then, you know, you wouldn't have to appear back in court. But if you haven't either paid it in full or set up a payment plan by then, I need to see you back here on April 18th.
Okay, Your Honor, I set up a payment plan and I made a payment already on the other everything else was dismissed, but I have a payment plan going now that I pay.
Is that why you still owe the $56? You know that you still owe that $56 though?
All of the tickets on the plan that I paid.
I'm sorry, Ms. Berry. I couldn't make out anything that you were saying.
I set a payment plan and I pay every month. I had came down there.
Is that on the old matter from 2021, from July 2021?
Yes, I believe that's included inside of it as well.
Okay, so that's why I'm giving you 2 months to pay the 220 because you still have the remaining balance to pay on the old ticket, and then that gives you another month to pay. You see what I'm saying? So you'll pay that remaining $56 this month, and then you'll enter into a payment plan for the $220 on the ticket that you just paid today.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
And the court will dismiss all the other matters as part of the plea. We will dismiss those without prejudice. That concludes this matter. That concludes your hearing, Ms. Berry. You're free to go.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
You need a prosecutor on Mr. Brockman?
Yes, what's the matter that's in default, Judge?
One moment. He has two, let me make sure, I'm looking at 2 different ticket numbers, because for some reason we have multiple tickets of the same one, but on one ticket, on both of them actually, is an insufficient or defective light. One is defective or missing equipment, the other is insufficient or defective light. And they both happen in, one is 2021, one is 2022. And usually they'll dismiss that, right?
I don't think they really care about the equipment violations too much. I mean, there's 0 point offenses in there. Civil infractions. I mean, if they were a point offense, then I would say they might want to take a look at it, but probably they don't care about that.
Care about dismissing it?
Right.
Okay. Do you know whether or not Mr. Brockman now has the, it's 2 different vehicles, so.
Judge, you know, I don't think he said he had a vehicle right at this particular moment.
He doesn't have a vehicle?
Right, correct.
Okay, so I'll set those aside. Let me call the matter and we'll set those aside.
Mr. Brockman, is that correct? If you could unmute.
Yes.
You don't have a vehicle right now. Is that what you told me?
Yes.
Can you turn your camera on too so the court can see you?
Thank you. Thank you. You're not lying down, are you?
No.
Okay. Calling People versus Kendall Brockman, ticket number P1158356. 1 count of driving while license suspended, 1 count of no insurance misdemeanor, 1 count of insufficient or defective light that is in default. Ticket number P1321597, 1 count of driving unregistered untitled vehicle, 1 count of no insurance, and 1 count of defective or missing equipment that is currently in default. Please state your appearance for the record.
Yes, we'll let the camera on behalf of Mr. Brockman. Mr. Brockman, state your name for the record, sir, please.
Kendall Brockman.
Your Honor, the recommendation from the prosecutor is for Mr. Brockman to plead to 1 count of failing to display a valid operator's license. Upon acceptance of plea, the balance of the tickets will be dismissed. the equipment violations that the court set aside the default on. We'd ask that those matters also be dismissed. There's 0-point offenses. Mr. Brockman no longer owns a vehicle. We'll stipulate to probable cause on all the matters that are being dismissed here today.
Okay, the court will set aside the defaults in these matters. Mr. Brockman, will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that what you say today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You had an opportunity to speak to Ms. Cameron. She advised you of your right.
Yes.
You understood your right?
Yes.
And did anyone force you, threaten you, or promise you anything in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No.
You're pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
You're pleading guilty because you actually are guilty.
Yes.
And you understand that you have a right to a trial.
Yes.
And that if you take the guilty plea today, that you're giving up that right to a trial?
Yes.
Understanding that you would still like to enter a plea of guilty today?
Yes.
Turning your attention to March 2nd, 2022, where you driving a 2010 Dodge in the area of Hubble and Tyler in the city of Detroit.
Yes.
Did something on that day that made you come in contact with the Detroit Police Department?
Yes.
And when asked to produce a driver's license or registration, this is registration, were you able to do so?
No.
Satisfied, Counselor?
That's satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, the court will enter a guilty plea for the amended charge of failure to display and will dismiss all the remaining counts on both tickets ending in 1597 and all 3 counts in ticket number ending in 8356. Mr. Brockman, I'm going to assess a fee of $220 for the failure to display. Are you able to make that payment within the next 30 days?
Yes.
All right. I am going to make that due on March 20th, 2023. And I'm going to set this for a review hearing on that day to ensure that you've paid it by then. If you have paid it, you do not need to appear in court, but if you have not paid it, you do need to appear back here on the same Zoom on March 20th at 8:35 a.m.
Okay.
You got that?
Yes.
That concludes your matter. You have a good day and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ms. Cameron?
Yes, Judge.
I could not do this last. Are we done?
I think we're done for the morning. I'll see you this afternoon.
All right, you have a good one.
Thank you.
Madam, yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so we're all set.
Okay, very good.